Have you ever been let down by the ones you trusted most? This is my story. Have you ever felt the sting of betrayal from the ones closest to you? I have. My 3 sisters eventually went their own ways, leaving the open plains behind, but we brothers stayed together. We formed a coalition because, on the grasslands, teamwork gives you a far better chance of survival than facing the world alone. Together, we believed we could face any challenge, any danger. We thought we could outrun fear itself, that nothing could break the bond we shared. We were once the fiercest alliance of cheetahs, yet in the beginning, we were as harmless as kittens. Always side by side. Always moving as one. Always watching each other, learning from one another, sharing silent understanding through every glance and every stride. Every day was an adventure, every hunt a lesson in trust, coordination, and courage. I traveled with my brothers across the plains, feeling the wind rush across our fur as we ran, hearing the dry grass crack beneath our paws, smelling the sharp, earthy scents of the grasslands after rain. I learned how to hunt, how to survive, and how to lead. I learned patience, timing, and strategy, not just for hunting, but for keeping our bond strong. They didn't need much guidance. They roamed freely and confidently. And one day, younger and stronger males would replace us. That's the way of the wild. Yet back then, we didn't think about replacement. We only thought about loyalty, trust, and being together. Back then, I believed we would always be there for one another. No one left behind. As the eldest, I always walked at the front, alert to every sound, every movement, ready to protect them from the unseen dangers of the plains, hyenas, leopards, and the sudden storms that could sweep across the savannah. The 5th and 6th, my youngest brothers, followed right behind me. I thought it was trust. Later, I realized it might have been dependence or simply habit, the way a young cub follows the older ones without question. I was naive. One day, I picked up a strange scent, sharp, pulsing, dangerous. I followed it with hope in my heart. Maybe if I stepped aside for a moment, my brothers would realize how much they needed me. Maybe they would remember what we had shared, the hunts, the dangers, the long nights resting in the tall grasses under the stars. But instead of support, I encountered a puff adder. Its strike came fast and hard. Even though I tried to step away, its venom sank into my skin. The pain made blood drip from my mouth, but the heartbreak ran deeper. I heard my brothers calling for me, but the sound faded instead of getting closer. They had gone off chasing opportunities elsewhere, choosing their own survival over loyalty. And a coldness sharper than snake venom spread through me. I hid. I didn't return. I watched them from the shadows like a ghost. I watched them weaken with hunger. I watched them cross open ground in fear. I watched them retreat from danger. Every step they took away from me felt like a dagger in my heart. Every movement reminded me of the bond we once shared, a bond that now felt fragile, almost invisible. These were the brothers I protected all my life, and now they struggled just to eat. Then came the moment that broke me. The youngest, the 6th, caught a young warthog. The 5th sat beside him, exhausted and starving. But the 6th, the same brother who used to follow me as a cub, kept the entire meal for himself. Not a single bite shared. He used that one hunt to claim his new place as leader. Just like that, our brotherhood was pushed aside. Out here, survival outranks loyalty. Opportunity outranks bonds. Cheetahs are solitary by nature, but we form coalitions to survive, to face leopards, hyenas, and the endless dangers of the grasslands. We learn to hunt together, to move as one, to trust each other with our lives. But we rarely learn how to protect the heart behind that teamwork. We can run faster than almost anything on earth, but we can't outrun a heart that grows cold. I remembered our childhood. Our mother warning us to stay close. Me always wandering, chasing the thrill of the hunt, the freedom of the plains, the wind racing past me. The 5th and 6th, nervous but loyal, following me everywhere, trying to keep up with every sprint, every leap. Back then, we thought we were each other's whole world. Now I see the truth. Maybe every alliance eventually faces betrayal. We must act fast or stronger predators steal the kill. And without care, selfishness replaces brotherhood. I watched them hunt again. They poured every ounce of strength into bringing down an antelope. They were overheating, exhausted, and had to rest before finishing the kill. Vultures circled overhead. moving in for the steal. The scent of the prey spread across the dry, golden grasses. My brothers grew desperate, and that's when I stepped out from the tall grass behind them. I couldn't watch any longer. My body had healed. My strength had returned. When they saw me, they froze, as if looking at a ghost. The sixth even stepped toward me instinctively, before the fifth stopped him. I didn't bother with the antelope. I pushed it aside. My eyes stayed on my brothers, the same brothers I once carried through our youth. My loyal, foolish brothers. It's time to come home. I never left you. Have you ever been let down or had to fight for those you care about? Share your story in the comments. I want to hear from you.